Yes, people, and welcome to a new show on Sarcasm City TV. The faces will be familiar if you have been watching the NBA live watch-alongs, but yes, a brand new show added to the roster of Sarcasm City TV, Courtside Commentary. So Courtside Commentary you will get. We'll preview the finals. We'll obviously recap the finals as well, and we'll bring you trade rumors, things during the regular season, etc., etc. But this will be in addition to the NBA watch along. So the watch alongs will continue, but courtside commentary is the NBA show. And I'm here joined by three of the five panelists. You hear me? I'm here joined by Peter from the US, Timo in London, Winner Surfer in London, I believe. I could be wrong with the last two there. I'm saying I know you man might just be outside of London than that. But yes, this is the familiar panel, you know what I'm saying? This is the familiar panel, and we'll go over to Peter. What are you telling me? You good first and foremost?
All good. Can't complain. It's been a few days since I've seen you guys, so I'm sure it feels kind of weird to have gone yesterday without it. But yeah, excited for the finals to start.
Oh, and we are gonna get into that. Say we'll go to you, Timo. What are you telling me? You good?
Yeah, bless up for this new show. And if it wasn't for you guys, we're gonna have, it's all thanks to you guys,
You're a big part of it too, fam. Don't get it mistaken. You're a big part of it too.
Without this show, without support you guys now, this would happen anyway. So hats off to people.
Yeah, man. And of course, Winner Surfer as well. Can't be forgotten. How you doing? Everything blessed?
Yeah. I'm starting to use breathing exercises now that the live streams are days apart now. So like coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it was like I got to 1 a.m. yesterday morning. I felt my brain needed to do something, so I just watched. I watched former playoff game just to keep me in the zone.
Look at this man watching film.
Yeah. When the Surfer being foolish, so he's good. But yes, courtside commentary people, and we are live on YouTube and Twitch, like with all the other shows as well. So big up the Twitch gang, and if you are watching this live or watching this back on Twitch right now, please make sure you hit the like, actually not a like button. Make sure you follow and subscribe on Twitch. It is roll to 100 followers on there, so make sure you follow and subscribe on Twitch. The link is underneath the YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? Sarcasm City TV on there, and equally as important as well on the YouTube. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. Make sure you share it across all the socials because it's a new show. So please make sure you do that. Vitally important you share this across all your socials because we now have a basketball show on Sarcasm City TV to go alongside the watch along. So make sure you do that. And subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. We have gone over 3K. It is rolled to 4K. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Please make sure you do that road to 4K. And there is a playlist for this show as well, people, so you can be able to catch all your courtside commentaries as well. But yeah, let's get them numbers up. But this is the Phoenix Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks NBA finals preview. So we've got the Suns versus the Bucks finals preview, so we'll be discussing that. Let us know in the comments as well what your thoughts. Who do you have in it? Who do you have winning, and in how many games? And you know what, it's only right we go over to the Suns fan in Peter. So what are you telling me? Thoughts on the finals? Obviously, you gotta be gassed up because it's your team.
Well, if I'm trying to be rational and level-headed, which I should be for a bit, I guess, it kind of depends on the health of Giannis. Because I'm hearing, by everything I've read, he's getting on track to play Game 1 tomorrow. But with the hyperextended knee, stability and range of motion, combined with the strength aspect of it, are going to prove a big factor in how effective he's going to be. Because we've all watched Giannis play. All of you in the comments are aware he's not like Kevin Durant, where he could pull up from 20 feet and hit shots. Like spin moves and Euro steps, all that requires strength and stability in that knee. But if he's not 100%, and if he doesn't have the peace of mind to go with it, then he's going to be really sort of hampered, and that would definitely work to the detriment of the Bucks. But, I mean, this is all projection. He could come out and look like Superman tomorrow. Who knows? But I think the Suns should be slight favorites either way, healthy Giannis or not. I just think we're a better team than the Bucks.
Okay, so you mentioned there on Giannis, and I will get to the comments, people. Don't worry about that. And people in the comments, like I said, make sure you get your predictions in. So let's say, for instance, Giannis isn't fit. So let's say he's not fit or he comes back and the injury takes its toll on his performance and he's shooting 2 from 10 or 3 from 14 or things like that. What do you think? How many games do you think you winning? You think it's a sweep, gentlemen's? What do you reckon?
I think if the Suns show up and are consistent, barring any like injuries or anything, the Suns could get it done in 5 games with a half-fit Giannis, or if Giannis can't play.
Right. Okay, so you're feeling very confident because I don't personally think that Giannis is going to come back and be effective after that injury. Like, I'm surprised to hear when he's playing game 1. To me, you save him for game 2, maybe game 3, depending on game 1 and 2. Because we've seen what happened in this playoffs when players have been rushed back. We've seen what happened with Trae Young, Harden. We've seen it with Anthony Davis. I was gonna call him A Disney then for a sec, but yeah, like sorry, that meant it's stuck in my head, isn't it? That's what it is. But yeah, that's my thoughts. So all right, let's say Giannis is fit. How much does that change the complexion of the finals to you?
I'd give him another game, but I would still say Suns in 6.
Okay, so you just don't have it going to a game 7 at all. All right, okay.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. So yeah, if there's any Bucks fans watching, basically Peter saying you don't have the facilities for that big man, I don't rate you, man, in it. That's what he's saying. Even if your best player's fit. Mad. Okay, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Timo's already in the chat here from early. He was telling people get the likes up. Shout out to Ravi, who says smash up the likes, people, and sub to the channel. Road to 4K and beyond. Respect. Malcolm says big up the man them. Time to shine says big up you guys. Love to Sasha every time, always supporting. She says big up the panel. Drizzy Dead says, what's up? Where are the Clippers? Oh, forgot they are already in Cancun. Boswell says, big up to you guys. I think we're on more than 19 likes. We'll get them all the way up like Fat Joe. I like that. Yeah, man. Large up Sasha every time. Drizzy Dead says, Timo, I heard the Clippers are hanging a banner for reaching the conference finals. Probably Timo. It's probably Timo who hung it, to be honest. You probably hung it. You probably broke into the stadium and hung it.
Maybe me, maybe not.
Yeah, big up the gang for Junior Swag King. Big chance for the Suns to win it, but they were dark horses all the way through, so they have done well to get to the finals. Okay, I hear what you're saying, Jared. Zane is saying this panel's looking fire. Yeah, man. Harris also says big up, gents. Harris will be joining as well, people. Don't worry about that. Also as well, walk on with the gang. Congrats on the new show, says Eddie. Large up to Eddie, man, innit? And he said, I got the Suns regardless in 5 or 6, too much depth for Milwaukee. And oh yeah, I gotta get to this. Yo, thank you for becoming a member, Eddie. That just popped up. Love for becoming a member. Eddie's been supporting for the longest anyway. And if you want to join Eddie and the rest of the members, Winter Surf is a member of the channel as well. The link is underneath in the description. You know what I'm saying? And Harris already there saying, yo, listen, I'm gonna be there in 30 minutes.
Harris on Harris time.
Yeah, Harris on Harris time. I just read that in his accent. That's what it is. I could imagine his delivery. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, yeah. I'll be there in 30 minutes, yeah. I won't lie to you. Shout out Harris. But let's get back to the finals and we'll go to you, Timo. What are you saying? Who do you have winning in how many games and why?
I think we have to give credit to Phoenix Suns first. Having bested LA Lakers and LA Clippers, 2 LA teams, and 1 Denver Nuggets, having to cope with the injury of their own Chris Paul, you got Devin Booker as well, and also Chris Paul had suffered as well with the virus, and also even food poisoning for Cameron Johnson, and it has showed the testament of their star power, depth, two-way balance. One of the important players in that team, DeAndre Ayton, has become a household name. Devin Booker gradually become as a giant superstar in the Phoenix franchise. CP3 is the main point guard. 16 years ever since he came to the NBA, finally making his first ever to the finals. Milwaukee Bucks having the time of their life, I would say, surviving that Brooklyn Nets in the semis, and don't forget, they're kind of lucky against the Atlanta Hawks, I feel, and also the revenge on Miami Heat. I think without Giannis, it's gonna be almost not impossible, but I would say it's a tough ask because when you got knees injuries, especially hyperextension knees, you don't mess with it, especially for a guy that has become a franchise player for the past 7 years. So my predictions are still, I'm gonna still sticking with the Suns in 6. And yeah, man, it's definitely gonna be the Chris Paul's time now. I think if you want to talk about Chris Paul, one of the best point guard of all time, he's on the cusp of cementing his place in the NBA history. And with that, adding an NBA chip in his CV, arguably one of the PGs of all time there. And I can't lie, Chris Paul's been on unlucky side on different teams so many times. But apart from that, I think he has led this team deep into the playoff. And I can finally say that I believe that this is the Chris Paul's time to get that ring for sure.
All right. Okay. So you're saying the Suns regardless.
Yeah.
But all right, let's say I don't think it's going to happen personally, but let's say Giannis comes back and is fit and he's healthy. Does that change your opinion on anything, or do you still have the Suns in 5 or 6?
I would still not change my opinion because look what happened when we got injuries in the past. The likes of I understand injuries has been the biggest storyline in the playoff, which is a bit bummer, I would say. But despite that, there's a lot here that's going to make this series more compelling, like you said. I think from the Bucks side, the likes of Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis have got to step up, even without Giannis. If the Giannis comes back, I think it'll be better, but there's plenty to enjoy regardless without Giannis for sure. It'll be tougher challenge for them, but those two, the likes of Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis, got to step up, got to feel that Giannis should shoes. I understand the situation is not looking good for the Bucks right now, but let's just in their point of view, you know what? Let's just enjoy the game regardless. I those two. I believe those two can fill up Giannis' shoes while he's in absence.
All right, okay. Winner Surfer, same to you. You know what I mean? Finals. Who do you have winning? Do you have a preference actually? Because I know you're as petty as me. So do you have a preference on who wins this for any reason? And any reason you particularly dislike a team?
I was going for the Suns, but then Harris's sickening romance with Peter put me right off. Absolutely disgusting. Especially on live streams as well. Just like Q&A session every time. You know. No, I think I'm Harris, by the way.
Harris.
No, I picked the Suns. I think if Giannis even comes back, there's a difference between training jumping on that knee to game time jumping on that knee. And we're talking about a big dude coming down still on a weak knee. Do you remember when a couple of years ago Durant had all that news about maybe it's Achilles, but like
the calf injury
before the game he was like, oh, he may be struggling a bit. Then it happened during the game. I mean, the Bucks have got to the finals, that's great, but you've got to think about the future as well. If he does something to that knee during the game, that's you might even in the East you might get to the playoffs, but you wouldn't probably get far in the playoffs. I got them 4-2 as well because I think they'll take both their home games, so I think it'll go 2-2, and then the Suns take it back and then win it. Actually, I think the Suns will win it in Milwaukee. To be honest with you, that's why I think they'll do it.
So you got the Suns in 6.
I got the Suns in 6 at this moment because Giannis isn't fully fit.
Right.
If Giannis was fit, I could maybe see it go in 7. But the problem is that when the Bucks go on in the series with the Hawks, when the Bucks went on a really bad shooting spree and overturning the ball, the Hawks did not punish them. And I think the Suns have got better shooters. So if they overturn the ball as much or start missing as much as they did during these series with the Hawks, and I think the Suns, we could see a couple of blowouts because I think the Suns are better shooters. I also think Chris Paul is key as probably blatantly obvious to the Suns winning this. He is an on the court coach, on the court manager. You know, gets the guys' heads in. Of course, he won't play all the quarters because he just can't do that anymore. But he just having them around probably, because the guys have got to be excited going to their first ever NBA finals. But they'll need to calm down a bit going forward. I see Chris Paul being obviously very important to the Suns winning this in 6. But yeah, Giannis out. Well, not Giannis out, but Giannis not fully fit. I just don't see how the Bucks overcome the Suns really, because I think the Suns are very good defensively as well. And if they put Ayton on him, I think Ayton on a weakened Giannis might just eat him up.
Right.
I've got the Suns in 6.
And that's what it is. If you're a Bucks fan, I might have to get David on one of these to try and hype this up for the Bucks, because everyone's saying. No one said a game 7, even if Giannis is perfectly fit. Everyone said minimum it's at least the Suns in 6. Obviously, we're talking sweeps. They were saying 4, 5, or 6.
One way to see about Giannis, it's got what you got to understand. His injury is different to any other sports. Hyperextension knee is like mini ACL, I would say.
Yeah.
So if the Bucks kind of want to risk it for the rest of the series, I'll be looking at that saying, like, if we want to win this game, go out and have a full attack mode for the game 1 and 2. I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? Let's save Giannis for the home game, and then we'll see what we can do from there. Because
that's what I was thinking. Save him for the home games.
What happens?
They can put Ayton or Crowder on, and just a physical battle of him trying to maybe overcome he can say all he wants that he's back to 100%, 90%. That's still, I think there's still a problem with that knee, with it itself.
Not 100%, no chance.
There's no way he can recover that in time. Not even during these games are further apart than normal for a playoff series. You know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 days apart on that, 3 to 5 days apart. I don't know if he can recover into. If it might be a feeling that they might put him off. They might not play game 1. See how game 1 went. If they get blown out, they might rush him back for game 2.
I could see that happening. If the first game they get absolutely battered, I could see them being like, "All right, let's go again."
I tell you what, the Bucks would snatch your hand off if they can take a game away. If they go back to Milwaukee 1-1. I mean, that's like a major boost for them.
100%.
But Giannis is the key to your future. He just signed a Supermax deal, so he's like you don't want to pay him all that money when he can't. One of those years he can't properly play fully. So it's like,
I get you. I hear what you're saying. Boswell here says Suns in 5 because no Giannis and Mike do not make adjustments. Monty Williams, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Anton masterclass incoming. If Giannis is fit, then Suns in 6. Zane here, this is typical sarcasm. City comment says, I just want the Bucks to win just to see Peter in the mud.
Zane's still salty over Turkey and Arsenal.
Yeah. He's still salty that the Turkey he didn't get taken out of the freezer.
Hey Zane, your team scored a goal 3 weeks ago. Let it go, brother.
Big up to Dan Levitt as well. You know what I'm saying? Drizzy Des here says Giannis.
He meant to say that for Chris.
Oh, is that Dan? What is that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's Giannis's brother.
Okay. Whoever is playing Suns in 5 for some reason, Bucks think they are a shooting team. Get your ass in the paint and push Ayton inside.
Exactly.
Level B says big up. He's another member. Shout out to him. Junior Swag King makes a very interesting point, and we'll go to the 2 Lakers fans at the bottom there. Beating both LA's. Wow, forgot about that. What's your thoughts on the Clippers getting beat by the team you got beat by?
It was nice to see. Let's face it. I'm not going to use any excuses of injuries. They happen all the time. Kawhi's there or not, it doesn't matter. It's injury all the time. Chris Paul was out. This is a Suns team that hasn't been to the Western Conference Finals in decades.
We hadn't been to the playoffs since 2010.
Yeah, playoffs since 2010. So we're talking over a decade, right? The Suns team, they should have more. They didn't play well. They pulled way off P. Couldn't put two consistent playoff performances together. Dropped 41 points in game 5, then 21 points I think in game 6. Hardly shot. We were waiting for him to go off on one because it was still a close game, but then Chris Paul just took it away from them. But yeah, Clippers are Clippers, man. Spurs to the NBA. Told you that, man.
Yeah. Big up to Eddie as well. He said, had to do it. Channel got consistent heat. Joined Sarcasm City and support the content.
Yes.
Large up Eddie and all the other members as well. Love to see all the green usernames, you know what I'm saying, in the chat and that. Jared makes a great point here. He said, fellas, you should host this show 45 minutes to an hour before games. I will talk to the panelists and see if we can pattern something after this show. But I actually do think that is a good idea.
Our own version of TNT with Shaq.
Hey, I think that could work still. That, you know what I'm saying? And I think so. Let us know in the comments, actually. If you lot reckon it's, even if you think it's not a good idea, like, let us know. Do you like how the format is now? Or do you want a preview?
We were thinking doing this during the regular season, like either every other week or every week, like once a week, and just selecting games to watch along to try and get like different teams that we're watching on stream.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not against doing this half an hour to 45 minutes before the finals games. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I have the time. It really just comes down to the others have the time.
Yeah. Well, defo talk 100%. Let us know in the chat as well, innit? But I know what you lot like. You lot like to see us work in that. So you're gonna say, yeah, I already know this. You know what I'm saying? And that. If I said 24-hour live stream, you'd be like, yeah, you lot would be like, yeah, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Large up, big up to Ryan in the comments. He says, big up the panel. Harris here says, do you not think Crowder versus Giannis will be interesting? We'll go to you for that, Peter. What do you reckon about this?
I mean, Crowder's kind of built perfectly to handle somebody like Giannis, and with the way that Giannis scores points, he needs to get to the paint and he needs to get to the basket. So I'm Crowder, and Giannis is lining up across from me. I'm being very physical, and you're funneling him right to Ayton at the rim. Where the Suns have wing defenders, and they have an elite level rim protector, unlike the Hawks did. Middleton and Giannis and whoever else is playing out in the wings for the Bucks against the Hawks could get pretty much any shot they wanted at any time. And once you turn the corner on somebody's hips, you're basically getting to the rim. You saw in that Game 6 how many simple drives you had to Middleton and dumps to Brook Lopez for easy jams at the rim. Stuff like that only happens when you're playing against a small lineup. With Ayton on the floor, who's playing 36 to 38 minutes a game, that's not going to happen very often. Crowder's perfect for guarding Giannis. He did a decent job on LeBron in the first round, and LeBron is harder to guard than Giannis because LeBron can shoot the ball. And really, it just depends on strength and mobility with Giannis. If I was him, I wouldn't be driving to the basket 30 times a game, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll go to you, Winter, sir, for thoughts on this, Crowder versus Giannis.
Yeah, that would be the matchup. Leave Ayton free to then do what he did in the previous couple of games, especially Game 6, where he put on a pretty good defensive display as well, and leaving obviously free to post up twos, get the easy dunks to the net. Like I said, Giannis, it's different. When he's training on that knee, he won't. I don't believe he'll push himself 100% because he won't want to risk anything. But then, if he goes into a game like that, he could cause himself injury. It's a physical matchup. Jay Crowder has to be careful. He's got a lot of fouls in the previous game. Challenge Giannis. Make Giannis move on that knee. Make him move. That's what Suns need to do. Make him move on that knee. See what he's like. First couple of minutes, what he's like.
Yep.
See if he's going to go to the net. If he's not going to go to the net, you know he is really worried about that knee. Okay, true. So then let him go perimeter shooting. Let him try his 3 points because he's not going to get a lot. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to get a lot. Do you know what I mean? They might have to change their actual tactics, and actually you might see the Bucks go for more threes than actually. Or Brook Lopez could remember he's 7'1" and could dunk a lot if he tried to. Do you know what I mean? Instead of going for threes all the time. Yeah, maybe they could try that because he is when he wants to be, he can be effective. Which I think was in Game 5 against the Hawks. He got like over 30 points or something, like career high in the playoffs. But yeah, if Giannis isn't willing to go to the net, then that's a psychological boost for the Suns. But yeah, I think Crowder would be the one I would put on him. Leave Ayton free to do his job. So.
All right, okay. Same to you, Timo. Thoughts on this? Do you think it'll be
Arguably,
interesting?
Jay Crowder is my trump card for this series here. His experience from last year's final and Miami takedown of the Bucks in the second round will be certainly needed. He'll be likely the primary defenders on Chris Middleton, who will be the goal to score 1-on-1 from Milwaukee if Giannis is still out, and Crowder will serve as a floor spacer for Chris Paul and Devin Booker on the other end. While he can absolutely run cold at times, but don't forget, he's shown the ability to get white hot in the previous playoff series. So I would not be surprised if let's say if Giannis comes back, that is the interesting matchup that the fans will be looking for. And I can't lie, I would guarantee maybe see him in a home games matchup rather than the Suns game at the Suns though, because I don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks want to rest Giannis as early as they could. So, like you said, Flores, might as well save it for the home games just to see that matchup.
All right. What you're saying with that. Well, all three of you. Drizzy that's here says I'm betting $1,000 on the Suns in 5. Okay, let us know what odds you get on that. Let us know what odds you get on
Don't
that.
forget, people, please gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, and only if you are over the age of
send me
18 or wherever you are. Say again.
Send me super chats. You got that type of money, Drizzy.
You know what? Big Drizzy does up because he actually does. He does
yeah,
super chats.
Yeah.
And so I hope he wins because that means I'll be receiving. You get me saying more super chats. So here's for the Suns in 5 and that. That's what I'm saying, isn't it? Here we are with it. That's an investment of me and Drizzy. Then big up Drizzy then every time. Harry says his thoughts on the Bucks bench, and we'll go back to you actually on this. We'll go back to you. Yeah, Timo, we'll go back to you.
I think the Bucks bench got a decent bench though. I think the squad depth is so huge, but my concern is I think none of those players will become the French player that can step up to Giannis. This is what I kept saying about Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. For me, Bobby Portis arguably one of the 6 men of the season that people hasn't looked out for. He's been scoring shots and he's got that like a scary attitude, like no fear. His special is the attitude needed to be forced as a team you starting power forward. Although like he's averaging about 14.4 points, 11.4 rebounds, 1.4 steals. I mean, don't count him out. Don't count him out though. Bobby Portis, he can come off the bench anytime, at any given game, at any given minute. I think he can do much well as a 6-man in that team.
All right. Winter Surfer, same question to you.
Yeah, I mean, Forbes, Jeff Teague, come off last couple of games, hit a few 3-pointers. Took the game away from the Hawks the other night. Portis in there as well, stepped up a bit. Yeah, I think that they have a good bench. I just don't know if it's good enough to overcome the Suns, because I just think they have a better starting 5. I believe they have a better starting 5 than the Bucks. Even if Giannis starting, I think they have a better starting 5. And they, the Suns have got people coming up as well. They've got a campaign on there coming off, so he's had a good playoff run. But yeah, they've got good options on there. Be interested to see what they do. They sort of started Portis the other night, but sort of took him out and sort of rotated him in. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Forbes and Teague. They'll have to watch that on the Premiership with the 3-pointers. But the Suns are better defensively than the Hawks, so it might be hard for them to do that. So yeah, they've got a good bench.
Pio, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good bench. They've got a lot of shooters. Forbes, Teague, Connaughton, they can all shoot it. They can all catch and shoot. But especially if Giannis is not 100%, you've really only got Middleton and Holiday who can initiate offense for other people and create shots and create space for others.
Yeah.
Right? The thing with the Bucks bench is it's really good at one thing, and that's shooting. And they're decent, like, perimeter defensively, right? But, like, I'm sure the Bucks will get hot in a couple of these games. But as we've seen in all of the Bucks series, there's a few games in each of those series where they're just cold from outside.
Yeah.
And they're prone to giving up these long runs, especially when they have leads and stuff like that. They can go on long runs or they can give up long runs. Even in the Game 6 in the closeout, they were up 20, and then we blinked and they were only up 6. You know, it's like it's good at what they do, but if they can't shoot their way to 4 wins, and I don't think they're going to be able to, then they can shoot themselves out of the game very quickly. And I don't think they have the bodies on the bench to really match up on the perimeter defensively.
Ah, okay. I hear what you're saying. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Eddie here says that knee injury different on Giannis because he relies on power and explosion. A knee hyperextension ain't good for at least a month. And that's what we're all touching on, that we all believe. We don't see him being fully fit. So it's kind of like rest him. Winter Surfer mentioned there being more days in between games and maybe bring him back on the home court on game 3. And hopefully the Bucks are going to try and steal a game in Phoenix and go back to 1-1 because I think they'll be ecstatic for that. Boswell says Suns in 5. Oh, yeah, I've already read. Wait, did I read this?
Yeah,
Suns in 5? Because
yeah.
I did. I couldn't remember. Yeah, Boswell says Suns have home court advantage. They do. Hopefully, Suns sweep the Bucks still. Still mad at what happened in the next series. They were lucky. If Kyrie and Harden did not get injured, and if Steve Nash finished that up, hopefully yeah, I get what you're saying there, Boswell. Still, I wanted to see the Nets in the final, but obviously injuries happen. It happens. In my opinion, Giannis can only be guarded in this series if he's not 100%. And has to guard Lopez and Crowder just to make it difficult.
This has been the story of our season as NBA as a whole. We finished the season around October-ish last time around, and we started way late in December. So we literally have 2+ months to prepare for this season. And like it or not, injuries going to come at some point. And we've seen this with most of the big teams, the likes of Lakers, the likes of Warriors, the likes of Nets. Everyone has getting caught up with the injuries most of the times. And not even surprised in this playoff round, unluckily, one of those teams got to lose at some point. So don't even be surprised the likes of Brooklyn Nets, Clippers, Lakers, that hasn't been,
One thing I will say, though, the Suns didn't make the playoffs last year. They made the bubble, won all their games, didn't make the play-in game. The Suns went home, I want to say, middle of May or so.
Yeah.
So the Suns had a long time off. Before, when was the finals? Does anybody remember? It was in October, right?
Yeah.
It was in October. So the Suns went home August, you would say?
Yeah,
August, something like that. The Suns had a normal offseason between the end of last season and this season. Chris Paul played one first-round series and left, right? Jay Crowder made the finals, so he's probably a bit – but, I mean, then again, you're a rotation guy. It's not like you're playing 40 minutes tonight. The Suns have been better rested over the course of the season in general because we didn't have to put up with bubble ball for 3 months last year like everyone else did. So it's one thing I'll say is important. If it looks like the Suns are fresher, it's because they are. That large accumulation of minutes over a short period of time really hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
What you might see is a lot of load management up until the All-Star break next year.
Yeah, it'll look different next year because we're trying to get back on a normal schedule. So everybody in the comments, the season starts around Halloween.
Yeah.
That gives you approximately 3 months upon the conclusion of this one.
Yeah. It's really only going to affect possibly there's less time obviously for the teams that made it deeper into the conference finals. So so they're going to see a load of management. Anyway, they do load management with Chris Paul anyway, don't they, really, because of his age and everything like that.
Yeah.
So they're going to do that. It all depends.
As far as
happens, trade deals and everything like that, who they get. So it's load management next year. You're going to see that for all the teams going up until the All-Star break, and then you're going to see them starting to get into their rhythm for the teams that are guaranteed playoff berths. So
as far as Eddie's comment, I think Crowder is the best person to guard Giannis. Like he did a good job in the Bucks Heat series in the conference semis last year, up until Giannis went out hurt in that series. And you're saying here you can't hold it against the Suns. Yeah, I'm not saying people should hold it against them. I'm a Suns fan. I'm just saying we didn't have to play playoffs like everyone else did.
No.
You know, so I think that's why you're not seeing the Suns fall apart.
Injuries happen. It's a part of the game.
It's part of it.
Part of the game.
Injuries do happen. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, you're right. CFC Steven saying big up to you. Drizzy that says Ben Simmons off the court game is crazy. This guy went from Tanashi Kendall to Maya Jama. He could spend that time working on his shooting.
That's assuming Ben Simmons wants to get better than he already is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not everybody has that drive, you know. Some people can show up and ball.
Look what happened when you brought that Ben Simmons comment out. Harris is coming soon.
One thing I will say though, for like the sake of balance, if the Bucks want to win this series, they need to find a way to win one of the first two games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They go, like I said earlier, if they will snatch your hand off to take it back to Milwaukee one, or absolutely snatch your hands off. Especially if Giannis isn't playing.
The pressure they'll be under.
Win their 2 home games.
The pressure they'll be under in a hypothetical Game 3 down 0-2.
Oh, massive.
Because if they lose either that Game 3 or 4, like you see what happened with the Suns and Clippers.
Yeah.
The Clippers played like their lives were at stake in Game 3, and then Game 4 they went cold in the second half. Both teams went cold, but you lose that game, the series is basically over.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to find a way, if you're the Bucks, healthy Giannis or not, to maybe shoot your way to a win in Game 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And go back home and try and take command of the series.
Exactly. They've got to try. They've got to keep any hope they have of Giannis in getting into these finals. They have to stay in there. They have to, by Game 4, they have to be thinking to themselves, if we're 2-1 down in Game 4, and Giannis hasn't played, that might be the time where they go, okay, we've got to play him to keep in the series, because if they go 3-1 down and then have to go back to the Suns, they're not winning this whatsoever.
It's one of those things, and I really don't want to see Giannis get rushed back, because we remember what happened with Kevin Durant. We all saw it.
Yeah.
Happened to who? Say that again.
Kevin Durant in 2019 in the finals.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Yeah, they rushed him back and then he got injured again.
Got injured in the first quarter. It's not even, we saw what happened with AD in Game 6 against the Suns.
Game 6, yeah.
Man played 5 minutes and his groin was done.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't, there's certain types of injuries you cannot just rush. And if, God forbid, something serious happens to Giannis, not only is he done for the rest of this series, the finals next season are going to take place in June. He'd basically out for next season as well.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
You can't just, it's not like a bone bruise like how Trae Young had. You're not just managing pain. You're dealing with a lack of stability and strength. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
We got lucky that first time, to be honest. When we first saw it, we all thought, oh, Giannis is done. Oh, my God, I can't believe this.
And so far he has been.
You got lucky enough. Especially if the Bucks get blasted the first 2 games, and say he comes back sort of injured in the Game 3, and you're down by like 15, 20 points, I would just take him out.
Yeah.
Like, why? Because he's your franchise player.
Exactly.
It's not like he's a role player. He's your franchise player in the prime of his career.
And just give him over $200 million as well.
But, Peter, don't you think if Giannis is out, like, I think I'm a bit concerned on the complacency of the Suns. It was evident.
I don't think so.
Do you know why? Because I think without Giannis, they're still having a capable of playing high level basketball. You can have Milton and can get off on anyone in the league, and Holiday is a capable perimeter defender.
Yeah, they're 2 all-stars. I agree with you. But it's the finals. Like, I don't think the Suns will be switched off. It's the first finals game in Phoenix for 95% of that roster in their lifetime. It's Chris Paul's first finals. Chris Paul knows this is his last realistic best chance to get a ring. If he doesn't win it now, he's never going to win one.
He's never going to win it.
Chris Paul is 4 wins away from being seen as a consensus top 5 point guard to ever walk the earth. But you need to win these games. The Suns have home court. We've been off for almost a week, and everybody just kind of knows what time it is. You have to win now. You just have to.
You got Jay Crowder was in the last year finals as well, so he's the one going to be counted also for though. But
yeah, Crowder knows what it's like to get to the finals and lose. He knows what it's like to guard Giannis and play against the Bucks in a playoff series. Torrey Craig used to be on the Bucks.
Yeah,
like
he's going to get a ring.
Familiar with that locker room.
He's going to get a ring either way, I think.
Yeah, no, but like you definitely just have to take advantage if you're the Suns. You cannot come out in game one and be flat. You can't come out and be nervous.
Yeah. You should be here. You should be here. Like,
yeah,
you should be at a high level, like in terms of, like you said, physically, mentally. Like they should be ready and prepared. Like, all right, they're missing their best player, or their best player is half fit. Let's blow these out, these 2 games, and then see what happens when we go to Milwaukee, because all the pressure's on them.
They should be prepared like us, like we are for this show, and then waiting for Harris, our 5th man who's been injured recently, to come back and see how he's doing. That's what we should be doing. Yeah, prepare like us. Yeah.
But hey, I know. I reckon we win a ring. I reckon so. Not a basketball. I'm just saying in general. No, I mean just onion ring. Yeah, 100%.
Against like other YouTubers, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was talking more using it as an analogy, just in the YouTube world, innit? That we've got. We're a great team. Yeah. Yeah. Not actual physical basketball. That's a whole other conversation. No. That's a whole other conversation.
No. I was gonna ask. So, with game 1 being tomorrow,
I just need one to surface name. My bad. I didn't know that you was not in London. I just presumed you was in London. My bad.
Don't give my location away, please.
But you're close though. Are you not close to London? Yeah, exactly.
Where I live, there's a train that goes straight to London.
Yeah, and I bet you can get there in 10 minutes. But we move in.
King's Cross.
Maybe
King's Cross.
King's Cross, maybe I can get to in about.
Yeah, in 10 minutes and that. You round the corner. You're a stone throw away in that. You know what I'm saying? But we knew. Sorry, Peter, to cut you off. Sorry. Go on.
I was going to ask, because for a lot of the games, there's an extra day of rest between the finals games.
Yeah.
Do you think that will help Giannis in between each game, like rest and recover?
I'll let you answer first.
It depends what their strategy is. If it's not to play in the first 2 games and then give him, isn't there about 5? What's it like? Is it like 8 days between game 1 and game 3 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. So
give him like another week, basically.
Another week, another intense therapy on it, training on it. More confidence on it. They might just say we'll risk the first 2 games, and then try and equal it up at home.
Mm-hmm.
They might try and do that. I would do that. I would not play him the first 2 games. I'd risk it. I would risk it because Barber's right. The Bucks could go off. We have seen them. They have shared the points a lot the last 2 games without Giannis. Middleton has been we saw it in the last game against the Hawks. He's the one who took the game away from the Hawks that last game.
Yep.
His shooting was unbelievable.
We've seen Middleton shoot the Bucks to wins, even when they were down 0-3 against the Heat last year.
Yeah,
Middleton scored like 40 points without Giannis and won a game 4. Yeah. They lost in 5, but you don't need Chris Middleton to win 4 games without Giannis. You just need him to win 1.
But they also need to have Brook Lopez. Remember, like I said, he's 7'1". Get to the paint. You know what I mean? Get there.
Yeah, they have 2 All-Stars in Brook Lopez. Like, in theory, it's not a crazy ask to ask them to win.
And then you've got, like you say, Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's been far better offensively than defensively in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been, he's hit a lot of 30-point games. But like I said before previously, the Suns are a better defensive team than the Hawks. They're far better. So the strategy has to change. But if I'm back to the question, if I was the Bucks coach, I do not risk Giannis the first 2 games. I give him another 8 days to prepare. See how it goes.
That's what I would say. Like, there's no point. Like, it seems that all the hopes the Bucks have in this series is on him. So
he's the player. He's the franchise. He's the franchise.
He's player. Like, don't rush him back. And maybe in his absence, we see what happened with the Clippers, where you get when Kawhi got injured, and you see man like Terrence Mann pull up best ever numbers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Edgar Davids was doing bits. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like players out of nowhere maybe stepped up because they're getting more of the ball. They're shooting.
Beverly.
Say that again.
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, man. Like Patrick about business, always pushing Beverly. You get what I'm saying? And that, like, that's even him. So it can kind of bring you together, type of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't risk him. I wouldn't risk him. No. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you do steal a game in Phoenix, and then that gives it all to play for. That's what I'd say. But don't risk it. I wouldn't say all that. What are you telling us, Timo? What do you reckon?
If I were Giannis, because I'm just looking the injuries from the players in the past. You know, you got AD's got injured as well after the game in the game 6, after he played for about 5 minutes. Then you got KD literally injured most of the season, I think, and also Kyrie, the last one. I think the Bucks cannot afford to risk Giannis for this game, unless it is a very serious problem, like they're gonna go down 3-0 series. They have to put Giannis at some point. But at the moment, don't risk it. Otherwise, from hyperextension knee to ACL, and you adios for nearly whole season. So don't risk it. That's my last point on that.
I see that. And Lewis is here per usual. He said, big up the gang, come on. And then saying about Europe.
We know what we are.
Hey, read the whole quote. How dare you?
Oh, fuck, I forgot for a second you were all Chelsea fans. Oh, Jesus
Christ. Hey. Read the second sentence, please.
I forgot.
Anyway,
for a split second, because I hadn't seen you lot in like 2 days, I forgot in it. You hear me? How much I'm surrounded by Chelsea
fans.
I forgot.
Don't let Chelsea lift the league at Old Trafford in match day 37.
It doesn't need to happen. No.
There's a question from Busy Days. Question: will anyone surprise Team USA this summer at the Olympics? I don't think so.
You answer it, Timo. You answer.
No, I don't think so. I just seen the roster. Again, it's just too much firepower in our team, too much talent, too much superstar in our team. Unless there's a bit of shocker and surprise, I can't see anyone stopping this USA team. They are inevitable.
Yeah.
Every Olympic, every year, every 4 years actually, we've had this Olympics USA basketball team. It's just inevitable that USA going to win the gold anyway. So
they are going to be Thanos in this Olympics, and they're snapping everyone away. It's basically everyone's playing to play them. Everyone else is playing to lose to them in the finals. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. There is no way on paper that USA should not win this gold medal. If it does, then that's one of the biggest upsets in recent Olympic history.
Who's going for? I'm guessing the teams are out. Who's going?
What, for USA?
Yeah. Is the team out?
Durant.
You've got Bam Adebayo, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, KD, Jeremy Grant, Draymond Green, Drew Holiday, Zach LaVine, Damian Lillard, Kevin Love, Chris Middleton, and Jason Tatum. I mean, that's a stacked team, to be fair.
Yeah, they should win it. They're just missing Patrick Beverly. That's it.
And you got Greg Popovich and Steve Kerr as 2 head coaches.
Yeah, they should win that. They did. Yeah, 100%. Lewis is here chatting some issue about Chelsea invasion. Let's go. We are never will go, my G. You are kind of like Thanos still. I ain't gonna lie, but Thanos lost in the end, but we moved. Slens Talk says the team will just call Team USA our team.
He did, yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
let's go, Team.
Welcome to the greatest country on earth, Timo.
I ain't say nothing. Luka might surprise USA. Too much.
I never know Luka might. Yeah, but with KD, Dame, they're just the names I just picked out there.
You got superstar in our team, honestly. Loads of
superstars in your team. 100%. Eddie here saying Spain won the Dubs World Cup and they're too old with the Gasol brothers, USA's to lose. You'd expect the USA to do the business. With that line, who can get close to them though? Is there anyone who?
I don't know, guys. If the Suns win the championship, we could.
I'll say Australia. Australia still. They got Harris's favorite lover, Ben Simmons in that team. You got Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, a couple of loads of Australian leagues ringers in that team. So apart from that, I just can't see anyone stopping this USA team. Honestly, man, no one.
Yeah, I can't see anyone else. Yeah, serious. I'm literally waiting on Harris people before we close out. But whether you're watching this live or watching this back, get the likes up. We're at 35 minutes, so let's get us to 40. We'll be going live in 20 minutes as well for the Copa America watch along as well. Brazil versus Peru will be going ahead. So that watch along will be probably immediately follow this live stream. Large up. Hey, more predictions as well, people. More predictions on the finals. You got the Suns, you got the Bucks. And in how many games? Boswell here is saying Ben Simmons did not take Kobe's advice. He is a disgrace. I'm not sure advice. What advice was that?
I don't know. You know how maniacal Kobe is. Probably just get better at basketball.
Is it shooting advice or something?
Get better. And we got to welcome the young OG to the show for the first time on Courtside commentary. One half of Man United also. Mala Harris is in the building. What are you saying?
Gang of shit, my brother. You know what I'm trying to say? Lateness is greatness, but the party's just got started, my brother. You know what I'm trying to say, people? Like, big up the chat, obviously. This is the fucking... Oh, wait, sorry for swearing. This is the bloody debut of Courtside commentary. You know what I'm trying to say? Be prepared. Like that Lion King song, be prepared. Because a Mazaloo is about to happen.
Oh, no, it's no worries.
No, Hakuna Matata is a very happy song. Like, Be Prepared is a very serious song.
Yeah, you're right.
Winter Surfer, you've just taken the whole vibe away. But
I'm sorry, I'm going on mute.
Hey, at least he showed up on time, though.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. My Sarcasm City debut was late. Why not better than this be late? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, you weren't just late. You're 50 minutes late.
It's called poetic justice. Is that the same for when... You know what I'm trying to say?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
Whatever, fair enough. Keep going, Harris.
But anyways, people, Courtside commentary is here. The basketball show landed. If you were to ask me 5 months ago, would there be a basketball show? I said, are you out of your mind? Well, I guess I am out of my mind because there is a bloody basketball show.
I think you'd have asked him 5 days ago, you'd been out of your mind as well.
I have a question for the comment section. Would you rather we do these Courtside commentary streams before we do watch-alongs in the playoffs and regular season? Or would you rather it happen just at a certain time a week?
Yeah, well, we're down for the stream no matter what.
Yeah.
But
you know
for
what?
me, I was trying to get us to watch enough teams over the course of the regular season, like just enough different teams.
Yes, well, definitely do regular season watch-alongs, 100%.
Yeah, and then we can do like the Courtside commentary like once a week. Just talk about things that we've seen.
Yeah, you can definitely find that.
I'm about to do whatever. If the people want us to stream before the games, we can stream before the games.
Yeah, I reckon before the games, definitely in that, 100%. I think so. But Harris, we need to get your thoughts. NBA Finals, Suns, Bucks.
Let me say one thing. Shout out to flipping Trae Young. You know what I'm trying to say? That boy is 22 years old. You know what I'm trying to say? And what he done in the playoffs, what he done in the playoffs at his age, bro, that guy should be very fucking proud of, Because not only did they beat the Knicks, they kind of beat my team, you know, but they didn't kind of beat your team.
They did beat them.
I said kind of, you know. I said kind of, you know.
Definitely beat your team.
They did beat them,
Okay, but they did beat my team. Okay, that's not the point. And they took the Bucks to Game 6, If that pagan of a ref never ankled him, we could have been talking about a different final series, you know? Like, let's be real, innit, And the fact, let's be real, if you were to, bro, the fact that it went to Game 6, it took the Bucks 6 games to beat Atlanta Hawks, And shout out to the Hawks, because they still beat the Bucks, even without Trae Young, bro. But even though the Bucks had no Giannis, but to beat the Hawks, to beat the Bucks, with no flipping Trae Young. And it was like, they kind of done them dirty as well, bro. And it's like, we were watching that game and I was like, man, you have to give credit to the Hawks. What is the Hawks' coach's name? Because shout out to that guy, man.
Nate McMillan.
Shout out Nate McMillan.
Former Blazers and Pacers coach.
Literally, what that guy has done with the Hawks has impressed me so much. I'm actually worried for what they've got coming in the what's called future Eastern Conference, bro. Because man, like Trey Young, flipping Capella, and what was I gonna say? Lou Will coming on and doing his thing with the threes, bro. He's an amazing six man. He done his things, bro. And you know what it was? They were a well drilled unit. We're gonna be running the Trey over Luka Doncic agenda. You know, like obviously that's what I'm saying. Trey just ain't got. Trey's landed. He's crash landed now. He's crash landed, and people are gonna respect him, bro. People's gonna respect. I'm telling you, that boy is a future star, along with John Morant. But yeah, man. Sorry, I waffled a bit there, but I had to give Trey Young that shout out because, bro, this is my first ever playoffs, and to see what that brother done at that young age, you have to give him his respect. Honest, that probably impressed me the most this playoffs. Apart from CP3, that's been one of like shit. This guy was on smoke. I don't know how many points he was averaging, but I know it's pretty fucking high. Yeah. What did you ask me again, Flawless? So like...
I said.
Thoughts on the finals, brother?
This is why I love Harris, you know. Bucks, Suns, Bucks. The Phoenix Suns versus the Milwaukee Bucks NBA Finals 2021. Who do you have winning and in how many games?
All right, so all I'm gonna say is I bet Peter never saw this day coming. You know what I'm trying to say? To see his team in the finals, like it's been a long road for Peter, emotional roller coaster. But come on, inshallah the Suns do it.
It's been my whole life, so we take it.
Inshallah the Suns win. You know why? My guy CP3 needs that ring. I don't. To be honest, I don't care about the teams, but I care about CP3, and CP3's ring means everything to me. In my opinion, the way he's revolutionized that team, the Phoenix Suns team, and it flipping shows, man. It flipping shows. The way that, let's be real, this whole playoff series, yeah, the Lakers, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, people weren't, like, I don't think people were pretty, like, it was 50-50. They were like, nah, man, Lakers will win. I remember a lot of my Laker boys, they were out here talking the most, saying, yeah, we're gonna beat Sun, man. When I think these men were they were getting too big for their boots. You won the Corona Championship. That's what you man want, and you man need to get leveled down. You man talk about easy runnings.
To you,
now listen, you man all talk about easy runnings. All these easy, bro. You man have the Corona Championship.
I mean, it's not like 76ers have gone to even a conference final recently. But you can come at the Lakers. It's all good. Come shoot at the Lakers, yeah. You're shooting at guns with a spud gun, all right? Shoot at guns with a spud gun.
Hey, teams in Cancun arguing with each other right now. Can you believe this chat?
It's great to see. At least man said you won the Corona Championship. Man said you might win the Rona rings, you know. You know what I'm saying? Man said you won the Rona rings.
You know what I mean?
Hey, we got the Ring Pop Championship versus Second Round FC. Love it.
Man said second round.
The Suns better win for the sake of my mental health. I can't take an L on stream like this.
Trust the process. Yeah,
listen.
Really well.
Harris, both your teams have processes. How about that?
Yeah. You know what? And it's an emotional roller coaster ride, but we keep going through these struggles because at the end of the day, this is what sports is about. The buffoonery and fuckery. That's what it's about, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
If you're a Sixers fan, yes.
Very much so. Yeah.
Like honestly, man. Like, I can't lie to you, like, just, it's stressful times, but you know what? There's a saying, tough times make tough people, and that's why I support these clubs, man, honestly. They do me well. But anyways, on to the finals, yeah? I think this is a legacy-defining moment for CP3 because everything rides on this. I'm assuming Giannis is going to, because let's be real, Giannis, best case scenario, out for the first game, but I think he'll be out for 2 games. The Suns have to capitalize off that. The thing is, yeah, what people don't realize, yeah, even though it's regular season, the Suns and Bucks, their previous games, you know, it was only 1 point tied, Peter. 1 point. 1 point. It was that close, literally, yeah. So it's like, I know, but like, I would be a bit concerned if I was you. That's all I'm saying. Like,
we're in the finals, man. I'm not concerned.
Listen, you know what? Because a lot of people have already been like, yes, it's the Suns. Like, this is the thing. I feel like, bro, if Giannis comes back here on this finals hype, he will be on different smoke. I think everyone will. And what people don't remember is, Ayton's been doing his thing and everything, but let's be real, yeah. Is D-Book like ever since D-Book got his like injury, I haven't seen him been playing to that amazing like level that he's been playing at. Game 1, guy was pretty much immaculate, bro. Dropped like hella a lot of points. And the flipping hell, man, that guy was on smoke. Ever since he got that nose injury, though, like he's not been all the way there. If this D-Book goes into the finals, it'll be a concern in my opinion. Like because, but then again, yeah, you only need one of CP3, Ayton, or Booker to go off, and then that's it. That's the game one, and that's the worrying thing. And then when I look at it, you have to deep the Suns' bench. The Suns have got a good bench. I think the Bucks' bench is shit, and that's why Percy, for me, yeah, I see the Suns winning, bro. Who's that player that's gonna get the chip regardless?
Torrey Craig.
Craig. You know what? Torrey Craig secured the bag this year. That's all I'm saying. Torrey Craig. That you know when in life there's called securing the bag. Torrey Craig secured the bag because he will end up on the winning team regardless. I feel like a lot of NBA players should take note to this brother because he's patterned this thing. He's playing for the Bucks right now, isn't he, Torrey Craig?
Playing for the Suns. He used to play.
Yeah.
You know what? Either way, he's getting his championship right now. So this is what I'm saying, people. This is what you call hustling, yeah? Torrey Craig worked his way all the way to the top. His Wikipedia page already says NBA champion 2021. And the finals haven't even finished yet. Are you telling me that's not some gangster movement, bro? NBA champion 2021.
Harris never changed, fam.
And you haven't played the bloody games yet. Like, this guy is just finessed the bag. But yeah, man, it's looking like a it's looking like a hella interest, bro. I'm gassed. It's not my first NBA finals because I watched. It's my
first NBA finals together, fam. That's what it is.
Like as a gang, you know what I'm trying to say?
You got a server over there who's having to go to grievance counseling over it. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't been all together for a day. You know what I'm saying? So that's our first finals together. I don't know what we're gonna do when the finals is over.
I actually don't know. We're gonna have to come back on courtside commentary and lay some commentary on these, man.
I'm just gonna have repeats on of the streams just to get through.
Hey, Harris, we got Olympics coming up, you know.
Olympics finals is a shout, though. I can't lie to you. The Olympic finals, as
long as it's America, as long as it's USA, I'm down. Yo, yeah, Peter, I hear you again, fam.
No, we can't hear you, Peter.
It's done that thing again.
Oh my gosh, Peter, man, his Wi-Fi is up in Cancun, bro. That's what's going on.
T-Bo's got hilarious.
Oh my god, that's so hard.
Right, everyone's up in Cancun. That's what's going on. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's where the party is, isn't it? Yeah, Cancun.
Nah, literally, man, legit.
Well, let Peter. There we go. Peter is back in the building. Yes, Peter. What are you saying? Peter's back.
Peter, you're still whispering, my bro.
You still on mute? We still can't hear you, fam.
What, guys? You know, this is how you know this is the first episode.
Now you're on mute. You're on mute now. Take it off mute now. Yeah, can't now. No, can't even hear you now. That's mad,
bro. This is what's going on here.
But yeah, Harris, what are you saying? Who in how many games in that? What you got?
This is the thing. You know what though, and this is what man has to say. Because we don't know when Giannis is coming back. Because bro, imagine Giannis.
Okay, let me hit you with two analogies then. Let's say Giannis comes back and he's fit and he's healthy from game one. Who do you have winning how many games?
People will say game 6. I don't think Giannis would let it go. I think Giannis would force a game 7. I see and Chris Middleton. I can't see.
You saying the Suns in 7? If Giannis,
I say the Suns in 7, but bro, it's gonna be 100%.
Go on. Now I was gonna say so let's say Giannis isn't fit or he comes back and he's half fit. What do you have the Suns in then?
Suns will do it in 4 or 5 in my opinion. For me personally, I don't think like with Giannis out, I don't think the Bucks can handle the Suns. Now, unfortunately, they can't. Like, the reason why I say 5 is because Chris Middleton will have one of those games where he goes off, but it won't be enough to win the whole playoffs. That's the problem, and that's why I'm like flipping. I want it to go to the Suns, you know, because this is the reason why this championship is beautiful. Is the Bucks are on a Liverpool team right now, where they haven't won one in like flipping 1970 since Bill Russell. And then the Phoenix Suns have never won a championship. So this is literally legacy defining for them. And what I will say is, if they don't win the championship this year, Peter might as well lose all his hopes for ever winning the championship. Because why?
If we don't win one now, we're never winning one.
Yeah, like honestly, because but you know what? inshallah, you man win, because I feel like the CP3 deserves this the most. What people don't understand, though, with the things that this guy's gone through, yeah. You know what? And let me lay it down. You know how all these men say, oh, there's injuries, so and so. But why? Listen, do you know how many? If CP3 never got injured, how many other teams would have got rings? You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, Peter, you literally said to me, yeah, what team was it? CP3 would have won a championship with the Rockets if he never got
The Rockets,
injured.
if he didn't pull his hamstring in 2018.
You know what I'm trying to say? So why does no one use the injury logic to that then?
Yeah, because people only use it. People only want to utilize it.
If he would have got his Lakers trade accepted in 2010, then he would have had rings with Kobe.
Yeah.
No one talks about that. The entire reason he went to the Clippers is because the league owned the Hornets and vetoed the trade to the Lakers.
There you
So
go.
exactly.
But yeah, love to. Yeah, go on, Harris. Last point. Go on.
No, literally, yeah. This is what I'm saying. So you see, and there's only flipping Laker fans that are coming up with this. I'm not gonna lie, Laker fans, Clipper fans. That's where you man are like, you know, that's where your bandanas are joined together, innit? Like, I'm gonna be real, and obviously Nets, but Nets ain't got no fans like that, so we move. But what I would say,
shots fired.
No, but what I would personally say with these man is that, let's be real, the Lakers fans are salty. They won the Corona Championship. When was the last time they won a championship outside? Like, these men are gonna be like to you,
2010 when they beat the Suns in the conference.
2010. You know what I'm trying to. And that's when Peter witnessed heartbreak again. You know, that was heartbreak for Peter.
Yeah, man,
Peter.
it happens. But yo, I'm gonna close off this show because obviously we have got the Copa America stream going in 3 minutes, people. But love to everyone who's locked in for the first ever episode of Courtside Commentary Live with the Peter when the server Timo Harris. You will see the Oracle back on here, and we will decide when we are doing these shows. Like I stated at the start. So we will obviously be covering playoff finals, playoff games, regular season, trades and trade rumors, plus more in it. So just keep a lookout. Love to everyone who's locked in. This show will also be available on audio and on audio platforms as well. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, you will get it on there as well. The link for those is underneath in the description. Any show outside of watch-alongs you hear on here, you can get as an audio on audio-only platforms. So just type in Sarcasm City TV wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will pop up. But yeah, make sure you follow. Yeah, man, the great panelists across all platforms, people. Like if you're following me, and that's me, Flawless, you should be able to find them all. But yeah, make sure you head over right now to the Copa America Brazil versus Peru live stream, because we're literally going live in 2 minutes, people. So head over there. Love to everyone who's locked in, and this has been the first ever edition of Courtside Commentary on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.